What's up, guys? French Boy 10 Restorations here, and I decided to start the channel with this car that's sitting right in front of me. It's a BMW 2005 e46 M3. It's got some issues, you know. Picked it up for under 10K, running and driving in theory. Drove it home yesterday and parked it right here, and started slightly overheating. Transmission doesn't want to shift super well. It's definitely a project, right? I mean, that's what these things are all about. But tires, yeah, 2014 car is as you can see, hasn't been registered in 7 years. Got some rust on the wipers here. Definitely need to get new wipers for it, but I think at the moment that's the least of my worries. Hood, you know, not in super great condition, missing the emblem. This is in the car, it just kept falling out. I think I just got to fold these tabs up while it's in the car. Headlights, yeah, definitely gonna replace the lens here, because the internals work fine, but these lenses just, they need to be cleaned. Bumper, you know, got some stuff missing. Gonna get a new one of those eventually. Fog light, missing that too. This here's like a built-in aftermarket laser jammer thing that I want to remove because I don't like the look of that. That fog light too. Got some scratches on it, but again, we're gonna replace that. The doors don't look too bad, but this mirror, yeah, that's not great. Got some scratches here. I don't know if that'll polish out or not. Got a little ding there. Brakes are super lipped. The pads themselves are fine. Just looked at those, but got some curb rash on the wheels. Gonna get new brakes eventually. This is most clearly falling apart too. Yeah, rear is not too bad. Well, the rear bumper's bad. That's gonna have to get repainted, or maybe just get a new one. I don't know yet. What do we have? Oh, little parking sensor, I think. Yep, that definitely needs to be fixed. Yeah, get rid of that too. New badge. What I really like is for a convertible, this convertible top is actually in really good condition from the outside and the inside. No idea if it works yet, because the trunk latch has an issue where the car doesn't detect that the trunk is closed. And if the trunk is not closed, the top doesn't open. So I have no idea if that works yet. Hydraulically actuated though. But I like that it comes with the glass, because I had a E46 soft top, and that was just the bendy plasticky stuff, and that just on humid days would never clear up, even with the rear like defogging thing. This little door doesn't like to stay closed. I think this is going to be the issue right here. I gotta replace that little spring, then, you know, maybe get a new cap or something, fix this. Oof, yeah, that just cracked immediately. But yeah, so this doesn't work super great. But when I do lock the car, if I hold it in, there's a little pin right here that shoots out, goes into there and locks it in pretty nice. Yeah, this one not too great. I think I can get these wheels refinished. They should polish out pretty nicely. Well, not polished, they'll get repainted, but yeah, so that's not too bad. Probably gonna get some new center caps, maybe new stickers as well. Actually, definitely new stickers. I'll have to take that out to repaint. And then the whole car, I don't know if you can see it, but it came with tint on the windows, and I'm not a big fan, so I'm gonna take this off, maybe get it redone, because especially on the driver's side over there, well, here, take you with me. But yeah, on the driver's side, like if you're trying to look at that mirror, it's super foggy. It's all cracked up here and torn, and yeah, I'm just gonna remove that. Yeah, car has 218,143 miles on it. And as I said on the way home yesterday, it was getting a little hot. This is part of that little radar scanner thingy-mabob that, again, not a big fan of, so I need to find a replacement piece for this and take these out. And oh, that's not, oh, there it goes. That opens. There we go. How about this? Oh, there we go. Oh, hey, something free. I didn't even look in here when I bought it. Nice little tire gauge. But yeah, got DSC on and off, sport button, which that still works, but again, with it slightly overheating, and again, the transmission doesn't shift super smooth. But got some cracks and tears here. You know, the usual. This bolster, the foam is falling apart. I can feel the metal inside. And got, you know, that good tear there. But yeah, the other thing is I noticed that this auxiliary fan here is knocking like crazy when that wants to turn on, and it doesn't stay on for very long. So maybe that's part of the overheating issues, but I kind of doubt it. I'm gonna replace thermostat, water pump. This I got from the seller. Actually, he sold me a new, well, not new, but a used one of these that he had lying around, a little auxiliary fan, because that thing knocks like crazy. Let's see what else. Yeah, I mean, overall, not too bad, under 10,000. Technically runs and drives, but oh, I didn't notice this. That's also super ripped. Yeah, I'm also not a huge fan of this gray interior with like this silver here. I'm probably gonna try to find some wood trim. I really like the look of the wood trim. Get some new door panels, because again, I'm not a fan of this. Gonna try to convert it to maybe all black, maybe some tan, I don't know. I haven't decided yet. You know, first day of the project. Yeah, here's my little grill. Again, I'm not sure. Oh yeah, no, all the tabs are broken on it. Yeah, definitely gonna have to get a new one of those. Both sides, I think. But yeah, here, let's take a look at the engine. Oh, I forgot to mention. It unfortunately, and I knew this going into it, but I don't know if you can see that. There's some surface rust right here. It bubbled through the paint and actually tore the paint away. So I'm hoping it's not too structural. I don't think it is, because, I mean, I'm pushing on that pretty hard and it looks to be all right. Yeah, it needs a good little clean in here. This is the SMG, and I'm considering, done a lot of research, and you can just machine the bell housing on these and then throw the stick shift lever in there with the pedal and everything. Got to change the reservoir for the brake fluid slash clutch fluid. Here she is. But yeah, so brake, and again, if I convert it to manual, I believe that you change the reservoir, the master, or at least get a separate line that goes to the master for the clutch, and then down to the slave cylinder underneath. As you can see here, oh, maybe that's where my vacuum leak's coming from. Yeah, definitely need to replace that. Haven't even seen if it's full of coolant. I didn't have a long drive home, so I felt comfortable enough driving it, and anytime I was at a stop, the temperature wanted to climb, but let's see, anytime I was rolling it was fine. I don't know if we can see that. Ooh, that is murky, disgusting. I don't know if you guys can see that. I unfortunately don't have a flashlight right now, but yeah, that definitely needs to be changed, but at least there's coolant in it. Spilling a little bit, that's fine. So according to the seller, he did the Vanos refresh. I'm gonna, obviously, just as a general maintenance thing, I'd like to do it myself, make sure that it's all good. I'm probably gonna get a new M badge for this, because that's not looking super great either. Gonna do oil change the transmission fluid, This is for the SMG fluid. It takes pentazine, whatever these numbers are, CHF11S. So I definitely need to change that, make sure that the hydraulic unit on the outside of the transmission is working properly. I looked at the belts earlier, they looked pretty good. This filter, oh god. Okay, well I'll have to come back with a screwdriver for that, but I haven't checked the filter yet either. This brake fluid, let's check this out. Oh yeah, she's dark. Yeah, look, I just dripped a little bit right there. That's pretty dark. Definitely need to change that out too. But yeah, I already bought spark plugs for it. I haven't installed them yet. I need to do that, but that was one of the quickest, easiest things to purchase, and I unfortunately don't have access to a lift right this second, so I won't be able to check everything out till later. But yeah, there's oil in it. Again, the seller said he changed it about a year ago and he hasn't driven it. He just kind of said he fixed it up to where it would run and drive, including this little Vanos, in order to be able to sell it as a running, driving car. But again, I'm going to change all the fluids on here: diff, transmission, oil, this pentazine stuff, coolant, because that especially, that I'm going to change the water pump and thermostat on that. Probably change some of the pulleys down here, make sure that those are all running nicely. The water pump, all of that. Oh, and the fan clutch, because this is a belt-driven fan, so I'm going to change that fan clutch because that's also not looking super great, and it's just good preventative maintenance. Missing some bolts here. Oh, this side has them. I'm going to get probably all new ones. I haven't yet decided if I'm gonna get brand new headlights or just these little this little plastic here, the cover, I should say. Oh, look at that. That's kind of gross. Yeah. But yeah, it's a full-on project car, ladies and gents. It's gonna be fun. I can't wait to bring you with me. Cheers. So, a few days later, a small update. I found out about the cooling system. So, the quarter mark, or I guess that's 2/3, or 1/3 and 2/3. So, between anywhere from that low dot to this upper dot is supposedly normal operating temp according to the manual. I will say that when I did test drive it, it never got to the red mark. So it didn't overheat, again, according to the manual, but I would prefer for it to sit in the middle there. So what I did is a bunch of research, obviously, and you guys probably already know this since this is a very popular car, but this is new to me. The fan clutch is most likely what is causing that. I'm obviously going to refresh the entire coolant system before we fully go and drive this thing, but at the same time I need to be able to get it to the shop that I'm going to be working on it at, and I'd rather start with that coolant, or sorry, start with that the fan clutch. That way I can get the coolant all fixed and ready once I get it there. But I'd rather it just run cooler than it has been, especially since here in Texas it's real hot. So now we're oh, the other thing I found out, I was doing some more research about the transmission, because it really has trouble shifting. In order for me to even be able to get it to the shop, I need it to be drivable enough. It drove home all right, but it was having trouble shifting. So I did more research, looked up my specific symptoms, and I don't believe it has anything to do with the actual pump itself, the hydraulic unit, or the robot arm, as it's so called. What instead I think it is there's what's called the salmon relay inside of this guy. So I just got to remove some Torx bolts, switch out that relay, and then I'll take you guys for a test drive just to see how it's doing after that. But if that, I hope that fixes some of the problems, because I can kind of guarantee that the guy before didn't replace that relay. But we'll find out in a second when I take this apart. So here we go. I've got, it wasn't a T20, let's try T25. See if this works. There we go, that is correct. So, undo my bolts. Set them here. Hopefully there's not one on the back side. I don't have anything to get back there. Where's my relay? Put that there too. Oh, do I have pliers? I don't think so. Alright, let's find out. That seems to have worked. Cool. Yeah, so that relay right there, this little salmon guy. And then supposedly, so the other thing is there's this fuse that helps with, or that I guess the current passes through in order to get to that pressure pump. And from the research I've done, if this fuse is popped, then we're in some trouble, because that means the pump is bad, and that's not good, even though the car came with a new one. Nope, look at that, perfect. All right, just wanted to check that. That's back in. Let's get this relay out, hopefully without too much. Okay, so I got a genuine BMW one. This is the new one. That's got the little BMW logo on it, and we see here, hopefully you guys can see, it's the same part number and everything. This is the old one, and again, who knows if that's ever been replaced. Either way, it's quite dusty, and so I'd rather just, ease of mind, put a new one in. New one in. All right, let's secure this. Yeah, I read online that there's actually quite a few people that keep this thing, or keep that relay, I mean, an extra one in their car at all times in case it goes bad, because they don't want to be stranded. And if that relay starts going bad and starts acting up, obviously you're not going to be able to shift very well. So again, I'm hoping that's the issue, and we'll find out shortly. Take you guys with me. All right, time for our test drive. Got the car a little bit warmed up. I mean, again, I don't intend on pushing this thing until I know that it's ready to be pushed. I just want to test if that fuse worked, or the relay, if that relay worked. The other thing is, I just wanted to show you guys. I don't remember if I mentioned this in part one, but it thinks the trunk is open. That means I can't even test if the roof works, because if it detects that the trunk is open, then it doesn't want to open the roof. So yeah, see, it's beeping at me. So here we go. Reverse so far feels actually better, so that's good. That's one step in the right direction. Now for the rest of them, right? All right. At this point, my camera fell and I was unable to correctly mount it back up due to the lack of mounting equipment, so I will be working on getting that in the future. But in the meantime, I did go on that test drive. The transmission did shift smoother once I replaced that relay, but I was unable to shift anywhere above 3,500 RPM. So something is clearly wrong still with the transmission. As per the previous owner, he fixed all of the hydraulic functioning portion of the transmission. So I did some more digging and found that the compression springs were most likely the culprit, that and or the gear position sensor. So in the next video, I went ahead and installed those, and we'll be able to see under the car, because I got access to a lift, and I will bring you guys with me on that journey of replacing those springs, as well as just checking out the vehicle underneath, and just more in depth in general. And then we'll make a game plan as to where we go next. Thanks so much for watching.